Hey guys, how we doing tonight? I hope you guys doing well this evening. And a quick video to you from cities and suburbs on the 6th of September 2022. It is primary day here in Massachusetts, and I'm going to run a couple of things down for you. Who the candidates are, maybe some poll results, which is kind of early. The polls will close in Massachusetts at 8 o'clock. And not all the ballots, the ballots look the same. I heard in Barnstable County, by the way, that they couldn't get the ballots out of a vault because they couldn't get the vault open. But anyway, you hear all this silly stuff, and but the bottom line is, if you know, whether your ballot's locked in a vault or not, a lot of people wouldn't even know that, because a lot of people do not. Registered voters do not show up for the primaries. They predicted a low of less than 20% of the registered voters will show up today and drop one down for their candidate. Well, I don't vote in the primaries, and I get it. It's a way to thin the playing field, I mean, to be honest with you, I live in I'm an in between enrolled voter. I am in between the Worcester district and the Springfield metropolitan district. I'm over here in Charlton, so I do not have. Say the big race in Worcester is Senator Harriet Chandler, Democrat, is no longer going to be the state senator in that district, and but I work in Worcester, and there is Robin Kennedy and Joe Petty. Robin Kennedy is a person that worked on various administrations in the past in Boston and in the State House. Also has a strong affiliation as a director, executive director with I believe the Y MCA, and meaning that she's grounded here in Worcester. And then you have, the mayor of Worcester, Joe Petty, also running for the state senate, and to replace the vacant seat of Harriet Chandler. By the way, both of them, regardless of their qualifications, have some big shoes to fill, and some, obligations in terms of what Senator Chandler actually established in the communities of Worcester. So yes, the elections, the primaries. So that's why, I kind of, I can't vote for them. And I listen to a lot of radio, and I've listened to a lot of these candidates speak. And I go for the one that's most spoken, well spoken, well intended, if you will. And I'm not sure where Joe Petty from the mayor of Worcester, I'm not sure what his intentions are, even though he's been the mayor of Worcester for many years now, at least 8 terms, I believe, maybe 6 terms. I can look that up, but why don't you look it up and comment below? But not sure. He wasn't definite to me. They had, Kennedy and Petty had a debate, but it was a softball debate, and I talked about that in the last video I did. But so it's a big day, and if you don't think your vote matters, it really matters in the primaries. It really, really does. It helps kind of clear everybody out that, I don't know, maybe we're just giving it their shot, kind of, clears the way, and whittles the candidates down. But I got to give kudos to all the candidates, Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter. When you believe in something, when you say, I want to run for public office, that's huge. You have to have friends and family, and build a base. You know, so if you will, the mass primary right now is. I dropped down I pulled a Republican ballot. Because I didn't see anybody on the Democratic side, um, for me, that I really cared for, and I'm really leery about having a Democratic governor, a fully Democratic legislator. Um, I believe that when the Deval Patrick administration, uh, in his 8-year tenure as governor, the infighting was incredible. It was just, nothing got done. Um, People don't like Charlie Baker, particularly people right now on the right hand side, because he's not a full fledged Republican. He's a rhino, Republican in name only. You know, it's called a moderate Republican. I wish we could just dump all this crap, you know, because you're a Republican too. You don't have to lump them in with the Trumpers or, even with the Democrats. You can have a moderate Democrat. Believe it or not, Joe Lieberman, remember years ago when he ran for president from, I believe, Senator, Congressman from Connecticut, was a moderate Democrat. Whoa. I think we should lean both that way, on both sides of the aisle. Except then we get these extreme left, we get the extreme right, and a lot of voters think that's what we need: extreme, extreme. Uh, I think it's divisive, but either way, I think Massachusetts functioned well over the last 8 years. Less than 2 years of stupid COVID, where whether you were, a Democrat governor of New York or a Republican governor in Massachusetts during COVID, everything you did was wrong. I'm not saying that. I feel that. I'm not saying I feel that way, but people are going to look at you in all different ways. And when you go to vote, we vote for, hey, what can that person do for me? I get it, but they're not running just for you, Ken. They're representing the people. And I'm just one of those persons. So right now, the big GOP race is Chris Doty against Jeff Deal on the GOP side. Again, I pulled a Republican ballot because there was no one on the Democratic ballot that I felt wasn't going to just kind of be slid right in, if you will. Maura Healey against Sonia Chang Diaz. I don't believe this individual is even in the race anymore, the latter. Maura Healey is going to slide right in there, I think. But I think Chris Doty is going to be a better, better opposition and create some tension. Tension's good. We shouldn't just give people next man up. And that's what I feel like going on with Maura Healey. She did her job as the Attorney General and helped to prosecute the companies with the opiates, and I get that. So they did their job. But so now we go into the Lieutenant Governor, Kate Campanelli against Leah Allen. Kate Campanelli is Chris Doty pick for Lieutenant Governor, and Leanne Allen is for Jeff Deal. Lieutenant Governor for the Democrats are Eric Lesser, Kimberly Driscoll, and Tammy Gouveia. I hope I didn't say that wrong. So there's three on that side. Most people think that Kimberly Driscoll. The problem with that is that a lot of these lieutenant governors, they're inside the 128 area. They live there. They've spent their whole life there, perhaps. We kind of got lucky with the Karen Polito actually being from Shrewsbury. And I'm questioning whether there was another governor and another lieutenant governor not from this area Worcester County's huge, by the way. It's almost, 1 million people and growing. As all you Bostonites come over and, say it's too expensive over there. Vote for that. Um, but Karen Polito from Shrewsbury, I'm questioning whether a lot of the things at Polar Park, just the development of Worcester as a central hub of commerce and education, and so many things happened under the Baker Polito administration, but that representation on at least the lieutenant governor's side was a local one. And we get into the attorney general, Andrea Campbell, Shannon Liz Riardon, I'm sorry, and Quentin Palfrey. All these are going to be close races. And again, nothing is in yet, but Secretary of State on the Democratic side, Tanisha Sullivan versus William Galvin. Bill Galvin, he's been there forever. Again, an incumbent, entrenched, but I think this is a race to watch. It's going to be close. And then we get into the auditor, Democrat Christopher Dempsey against Deanna Dizogolo. I'm sorry, I'm butchering names, and I'm so bad at this. Dizoglio. And then we had some questions. Today in Charlton, I went and voted in Charlton, and they had the standard ballot, but they also had a local question about monies, $7.5 million that was voted to, it had to go up to the voter today to approve it, but to fix the Charlton schools and the roof. And I mean, and I kind of felt bad about, I didn't feel bad, but I said, well, I don't know a lot about this. And I should. I'm paying attention to all these people in Boston where I live in Charlton. And, I'm like, oh, there's a local question on the ballot. And we should look for local questions. Make sure you check your ballot. And I didn't, the poll worker handed me that. And I probably could have said, I don't want to vote for that. I'm here to vote for the election, not on a question. And you're going to get questions on November 8th during the, not the primary, but it'll be a general election, statewide election. So you're going to get questions. Visit your town, your website, their website, and see if there are going to be any questions that pertain to you. Now, I don't have kids. Fixing a school roof is, sure, $7.5 million. I mean, I drop one down on the yes column for that. Now, if I'm a property owner, I may just say, that's all we do is give money to the schools, the libraries. They had this money from last year. They could have done this, and this money could be better spent buying a new fire truck, what have you. So that's been, so I took the ballot and I followed my conscience and a little education on what it actually takes to keep schools running. But the other half of me said, well, should I actually vote on this? Am I privy to this? I don't, own land in Charlton. I do live in Charlton, but, and I don't have children. And if I did, they're long gone from high school by now, you guys. And, but school's important, absolutely. Do they need a lot of money to, provide quality education? Absolutely. Do they need a lot of money to fix the infrastructure of the buildings? Absolutely. So, all right. So to wrap this up a little bit, it was just a Kenny Bisson here show for you, and from cities and suburbs. But if you don't vote in the primaries, please don't go out and vote in the statewide election, because we did all the heavy lifting for you guys. So all you have to do is go and check this and that. No, primaries are important. In fact, the Charlton polls were busier today, and I voted probably about, what time was it? A little after 4 o'clock. And polls were busy. Probably slow during the morning with the rain, but I could have voted before I went to my position, my professional position at Genesis Club. Um, but I decided, well, I'll do it at the end of the day, which is great. The polls are open till 8 o'clock, and it actually gave me time to do a little bit more research. But I did not do my research around my local questions. You guys make sure when you go vote in the statewide election, you flip that ballot back and forth because there's going to be a few questions. Undocumented individuals uh, being allowed to have driver's licenses, for example. That's going to be a big one. And there's going to be a few more questions. And you should go to mass.gov to find out what the statewide questions will. Visit your local website, uh, wherever you live, douglas.gov, charlton.gov, charlton.org, whatever. Find out what the questions are, because those are really the ones that affect you immediately. And that's all I've got to say. So, stay up, watch a little bit. It's not like the presidential election, but the results will be in. Most of you guys will get them in the morning. And I wouldn't fret about it and too much, but get out there and do your job. All right, if you're a registered voter, kind of obligated yourself, don't you think? That's a good thing. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Kenny B here signing off from Cities and Suburbs. Check out the video. Don't like, subscribe. Don't subscribe, but I'd rather you like and subscribe. So anyway, we'll see you next time. Take care.